In this video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to consider the case where you're adding an investment, the same amount each month. So I'm just going to go through this case by case and then come up with the formula at the very end. So the first thing I want to say is that my initial and monthly investment, I'm going to make that $500, and I'm going to calculate everything in my calculator and then just see what it should output. But let's see here. Okay, so my initial and monthly investment is going to be $500. So that's initial. That's my initial and monthly investment. The next thing is I'm going to be doing it for 12 months, but that is actually not important for the formula. We can just have the formula go on indefinitely. But it's important. My interest rate. My interest rate R. That's going to be interest rate as a percent. Rate as percent. If I want it as a decimal, I need to divide by 100. So that's rate as decimal. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, I'll choose an interest rate. Let's say just for now, R will be 3%. So an interest rate of 3%, which means if I plug it into here, it'll become 0.03. But that's not so important right now. So that's going to be 3%. And then let's see what happens. Okay, so immediately when I put in my $500, there's really no interest to calculate. There's nothing to add, but I'm going to be doing this per month. So after 1 month, I will calculate the interest. So the interest will be 500, and it's 3%. So I want to know 3% of 500. And I do that by multiplying by R divided by 100. That would be the 3 divided by 100. So that's this part. This step right here is the interest, the dollar amount of interest after the first month. But I'm not just getting that. I'm getting that plus the initial 500 plus. Well, I'm not going to do that in black, or I mean in red. Plus the initial 500, right? Because I still have that in there. And then plus nothing else, right? That's it. I just get that and then the 500. Actually, this is after 1 month, so that's plus another 500, right? Because this is the initial 500. Maybe I'll say that. Undo. And then this is the monthly 500. So that's what I did. That's for month 1. And then that's going to give me my new account balance. New balance. Some other number greater. Definitely 1,000 or 1,000 plus whatever 3% of 500 is. So there we go. After 2 months, what happens here? Well, I'm no longer taking the 3% of 500. I'm taking 3% of this new balance over here. So I would take that percent, but then I'm also adding it back in. So that's plus my new balance. So that's plus my new balance there, right? Because I get some percentage of what I have plus what I already have. So like this is the interest, right? This is the money interest from the new balance that I have, and then I'm adding back the old balance, so it's a tiny bit more or a little bit more than the regular balance. But then again, I'm also adding in a $500 monthly investment. So that's the monthly again, monthly. It's an L, okay. And then that gives me another newer balance or newer balance. And then I think I figured out the formula. So really what I'm thinking of is I'm going to probably make new balance. Now I'm writing it like in pseudocode, balance, new balance. I'll initialize that with 0, and then I'll add it in every time. That's fine, right? Maybe. Actually, the first time I want it to be 500, right? Because that's the amount that's in there. That's the balance that's in there. So maybe I won't initialize it to 0. I'll initialize it to 500. If that's my monthly and my initial balance. So I'll have this thing called new balance, and I'll also have something called monthly investment, and that's going to be the same thing as my initial value. So in this case, it'll be 500. So the new balance is also going to be the initial balance, and it's also the monthly investment. And then my formula becomes, well, new balance times R divided by 100. And then I'm adding my new balance back, new balance. So I'm getting the percent interest on that balance, and I'm adding it to that balance. And then plus the monthly monthly investment. And that's going to get all stored into, you guessed it, new balance. Hopefully that makes sense. That's how I'm going to do the monthly investment, the recurring monthly investment, so I think that's how you should do it as well. The monthly investment is going to be the same every time. New balance is going to be changing. This interest rate will be changing because new balance will be changing. So there you go. That's for the interest formula for monthly addition, if you're adding stuff monthly.